Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's morning in the time zone that I'm living in. It's the Eastern Standard Time. Um Today, I'll be discussing about the article that you can see on your screen, which is 40% of students changing study abroad plans, says survey. So, as you know, we are living in this sort of global hysteria where people are finding it difficult to even go out and shop. Forget about leaving the country and going to study in a foreign country. So, uh, to be honest, I think this is in the right direction because my honest opinion is that study abroad programs are just a marketing tool for many countries like Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, most of the European countries. I'm mentioning these countries because most of the Indian students usually go to these countries and in the hope that they will get a foreign education that will just change their lives. So I have studied in America. I have two degrees from the US. I did my master's in computer science from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, and I also did my MBA from Kelly School of Business in Indiana. So all I can say is that international students or even out of state students are just cash cows for all these universities. Okay, they are literally just the analogy that I give master students or international students is that in the plane. Okay, whom how do airlines make money? Do you know? Like, airlines make money only by the first class and the premium members. They don't make money from the coach, like the general population. That's just for filling up the space. So that's exactly how international students are for most of these universities. They're filling up the space. Okay, they're filling up the vacant seats so that they can pay the money and the university doesn't have to deal with them in the near future. So as you can see, recently people in Australia who were on the visitors visa, study visa, or work visa, they were told by the Australian government that if you cannot support yourself for the next 6 months, just leave the country. Okay, same thing happen is even happening in US and in Canada. Okay, so I studied in America on a student visa, then I was on a work visa. So I have many friends in America who are even now on a work visa, and as you can see, there are many jobs that are getting lost in America right now. Okay, the recent survey was like almost 21 million people have lost their jobs. So when you're on a temporary visa, which is a study visa, work visa, or visitors visa, you're not going to get any benefits from the government. Okay, so no unemployment benefits for you. No, even if you pay taxes as a citizen, you're not going to get anything. That's just the fact. Okay, so that's why these countries are just using the students and work visa holders to contribute to their economy and not give them anything in return. So as you can see, how from where do most of the students come from? Nigeria, India, Pakistan, Kenya, Ghana, and Bangladesh. So mostly Asian and African countries. Why? Because they are portrayed by the Hollywood media and most of the press in our countries to just see the Western countries as a beacon of hope. And like America, Canada, these are like you can be anything over there. That's really not the case. Okay, please bear that in mind. And my honest opinion is that Africa and India or South Asia or and even China are the future of the world. And as you can see in today's world, most of the developed economies, so-called developed economies. Okay, I don't even consider them as developed. They are just so-called developed economies, like the U.S., Canada, Europe, Australia. All of them are struggling like anything in the pandemic. Okay, Italy, Spain, they are literally having like tons and tons of bodies just piling up in the on the streets as if there's no tomorrow. In America, you all can see from your homes that things are just very haywire in America. So if it's the richest country in the world, if it's the superpower country in the world, why are they not able to handle something like this, right? So and look at India right now. I mean, India has been able to handle these kind of things much more, to be honest, in a much more organized way. We always try to portray the Western countries as more organized, but my honest opinion is that India is more organized. or most of the Asian countries are more organized. Look at Taiwan, look at South Korea, look at Japan, look at China. Okay, I mean, I'm no big fan of China, but all I can say is that at least they were able to control the spread in their countries. In the Western countries, it's just everything is an absolute mess. Okay, so uh, this is just what I wanted to get out there, because I'm seeing many students spending their hard-earned money of their parents or of anybody else, or they take loans to come to these foreign countries and start a life over here. But to be honest, it's really not that easy. Okay, um, we don't consider many things when we get out of India and try to go to foreign countries and start our lives over there, because student life in foreign countries is really not that easy. You have to work part-time jobs. You have to work. You are all alone over there. You know you are living with shared apartments where you don't have any space for personal time. So things are not that easy. Okay, I mean, it's just and these things were relevant even before the pandemic has hit. So I did my masters in 2010 to 2012, and all I can say is that the situation was no different at that time. Okay, so all I can say is that do not go to a foreign country for studying purposes just by looking at the websites of the countries or of the universities. Okay, because all they are going to show you is all the goody goody stuff, but the fact of the matter is that they are only calling you to their country for them to benefit out of you. Okay, so it is just a matter of time that people will realize this in most of the developing, so-called developing countries. I don't consider India as developing. um, where people will realize in just say 4 to 5 years timeline, where that life is really not that like heaven. Okay, in the foreign countries. So I have also traveled to a few European countries and also a few Middle Eastern countries and Asia Pacific countries. I have visited Japan, Seoul, and I've seen people from India even in Japan and Seoul. Okay, I mean, I don't know what exactly the matter is with uh, you know like Japan and Seoul. These are very culturally homogeneous countries. Okay, you cannot survive in Japan or in Seoul or in like in South Korea without speaking Japanese or Korean. Okay, it's just not. You just cannot get by along with it. So uh, all I can say is that India is developing very fast, and there are many universities and colleges and freelance courses in India itself. And all I want to say is that after going through so many years of my life, I have come to the realization that um, studying in a foreign country is really not that worth it. Okay, because at the end of the day, um, even education in these countries is not very out of the world. Okay, they are just people like you and me. They are just trying to make a living. And if you can see in America, master's degree holders, okay, just imagine this. I have seen this. Master's degree holders are pizza delivery boys in America, in the richest country in the world, in the the so-called advanced economy in the world. Same thing I've seen even in Canada. Okay, in Australia as well, the cost of living is so high that rents are just 1 week. Okay, like in Australia, they don't even have rents for monthly basis. They just have it on a weekly basis because they are just so high. You go to places like Sydney and Melbourne. I have many friends who are living there. It's not a cup of tea to live there. Okay, without any income. And even if you have income, places like Canada or Australia are hugely, um, they tax you a whole lot. Okay, so life is not really that worthwhile in foreign countries. To be honest with you, I made a decision in my life, so I just have to live with it. But all I can say is that evaluate your options, try to understand what exactly you are going to gain out of it. I have seen people who took loans for doing a master's program in America. They come here, they complete their degrees, and after that, they just want to go back to India. But the fact of the matter is that now you have almost 20-25 lakhs of loan. How are you going to pay for it? Right? So, and to be honest, all I can say is that the system is like that, like this, that right now the US dollar to Indian rupee exchange rate is around 70 rupees, right? 70 to 74 rupees. So, you are going to take almost 10-15 years just to repay the student loan, okay, with the kind of salary that you can get in India. So that's why I think don't get into this trap of going abroad and studying in a foreign country, and trying to make a living out there, because things look very good from India, but believe me, life is not that easy in most of the foreign countries. I have traveled and lived in almost 5 cities in America and almost 2 cities in Canada now, and I've also traveled in Middle East, Europe, Asia Pacific. So that's just my honest opinion. So I hope you learned something out of this. Please like and subscribe if you want to hear few more videos like these, and see you next time. Thank you.